My name is Jason DeBueno, Vice President of Healthcare Services at Aspen Point. I've been here 16 years and involved with Nami for several years. The way I would describe the community's biggest mental health challenges today is probably the issues of stigma. I think that probably the major challenge that we have is so many people who do have a need for care frequently either self-identify or learn about that through several different avenues, and because of some of the issues around family stigma, personal stigma, and institutional stigma, each one of those create barriers for somebody to be able to access care that they need. I know that people that have a need for mental health substance misuse treatment oftentimes are the people that really don't understand how to get there. And if we have that dialogue, people can move forward with the care because they have the information they need.
My name is Reed Eubanks. I have been working here at the Broadmoor for 7 years now. My position here is I'm the caddy master. When I was about 12 years old, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. You can't think, your brain's not working, a lot of anger, not knowing what to do with it, just an extreme bouts of anxiety, just really debilitating. And if you can't get past that, you're gonna stay stuck in a pretty bad place. It's important that for people that deal with that to come out of the shadows and be present and let themselves be known and not be so scared, because there's a lot of us out there. I think that's one of the most important things in life in general, and especially if you're dealing with a mental illness, is to have community. I think it is essential to have an organization like Nami because it helps save lives. If you don't have that support and you're dealing with a mental illness, who knows what could happen. Where I am now, I'm about to get certification for the PGA. I question myself all the time. Can I do this? Am I able to be a professional in this industry? And on real bad days, you don't think so. But you keep on keeping on, one foot in front of the other.
My name is Felicia Kelly. I'm the Assistant Director at Cottonwood Center for the Arts. My first real memory of feeling struggle was not necessarily with the bipolar aspect of it, but with eating disorder. When I was in middle school, I didn't know what it was then, but I would throw away my lunch and I would go home and I wouldn't eat lunch. And it developed more when I was in high school. I went through periods of my life where I was going up, and then I would start to feel this shift that would just sort of slowly take me down. Having that downward slope was so frustrating because I could see that I was doing what I was supposed to, and it was sort of like this drowning feeling where it was just like, I can do it, I can stay up, I can stay above it. It turned out that the chemical imbalance, so to speak, was that which aligned with bipolar disorder. I feel really comfortable talking about my mental illness because I'm not ashamed of it. It's part of who I am. It's not how I identify myself. I think part of being here is knowing that I'm giving support to other people who are struggling with things and may not be able to talk about it, but might be able to paint about it or draw about it or dance about it. And I think it's a really good opener to having that kind of conversation.
I am Chuck Murphy, owner of Murphy Constructors of Colorado Springs. You don't have to look in anyone's family too far to find out that there's people who have suffered either depression or some type of mental illness. There are reasons why people do a lot of drugs. Basically, it's because they've got a problem. Two of my grandsons were addicted to meth, and one of them is dead, and the other one has spent 4.5 years in the prison, and he's now making a life out of himself, a real good life, and he's doing well, and he's great, and we love him dearly. We loved them both, but it touches everybody. You don't have to look too far. Brookside is an assisted living facility for the mentally ill who are indigent. It's been a rewarding experience for me and for those people who work there. I have a fantastic staff, unbelievable. You know, it's unfortunate that people aren't more interested or committed to the mentally ill. It's a sad commentary that this is one of the richest countries in the world, that we can't take care of our own. This is where the need is great, and the rewards are great. You need to remember that, because the rewards are tremendous.
I'm Andrew McCoy. I did 22 years in the military and 4 years before that at the academy. In 2008, I was deployed to Pakistan, and the second night I was there, I was in a hotel, and a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device came up to the hotel, exploded, killed about 55 people. Immediately, felt the explosion, the concussion when it happened. It was all dark.
When he came home, I realized that he wasn't really going to be okay. He started not being able to sleep, and he just kind of disintegrated into a world of stress and anxiety.
People around me and myself didn't really know how to deal with that. Nami is just essential to bringing this issue in the light, that I experienced something that I thought I'd never recover from. And then I found out about this organization, Morningstar Development, where I can use that experience and actually help people to be able to see that other people around the world experience that every day. Just like me, they need help. The way we can help is by supporting them, by helping education, by teaching leadership principles is what I like to do, and helping leaders understand how to be emotionally intelligent leaders, how to be aware more of what people are going through.
I'm Kat Papa. I am a senior at Shine Mountain High School. On November 2nd, 2016, I went to school and was feeling extremely hopeless, and just like I did not want to feel any of the feelings that I was feeling at that moment any longer. I drove my car up to Gold Camp Road. I leaned into all of those feelings, and I put my foot to the gas pedal and I drove my car off the road. After the car crash, I opened my eyes and I realized that I was still alive, and I was so angry at myself. I thought that it had ruined my life, when in reality it was the point in my life where I really started to heal. I think one of the things that really helped me to change at that point was seeing how much my family supported and loved me and really just wanted me to be alive and be with them. I never saw myself as depressed or anxious. I would be like, well, everyone feels like this and they just deal with it better than I do. I'm going to University of Denver. I'm leaning towards a major in psychology. I can definitely see myself being a therapist or working in adolescent psychiatric hospitals, giving back and becoming one of those people who really helped me. When you've gotten through something that tough, it makes you so strong. And people who have dealt with mental illness are like the strongest, most beautiful people I know.
My name is Susan Whelan. I'm Deputy Director for El Paso County Public Health. You know, as a community, we all have a responsibility within having healthy teens. And I think it's just devastating that we have teens that are taking their lives. I'm hugely passionate about that. They haven't even begun to start their lives. And to see someone take their life at 17 years or 19 years, I think it needs to stop. I think sometimes it's looked at as you're weak, you know, you shouldn't seek help for that. But we know that that's ignorance and that people need to be educated about mental health. It should be just like, if I've been in a car accident and I'm in the hospital, I'm going to receive flowers or I'm going to receive that sympathy. Well, there are people hurting out there, and many of us have gone through, you know, tough times, and we all need help now and then. But we need to have that same type of compassion and kindness for people that are experiencing mental health. So I'm very hopeful that little by little, we are going to destigmatize mental health.